Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we're looking at the track Jaded by the Swedish hardcore/metal group Imminence. This track will feature on the upcoming deluxe version of their 2021 album Heaven in Hiding, which was a fantastic album. It certainly was. Had some really interesting effects going on. It was a bit of a concept album as well, all revolving kind of around the idea of the human condition and different ways in which people can kind of be effectively hollow. So it was a strong album, and this track didn't quite make the cut, but it is featuring, as I said, on the upcoming deluxe version of the album. The band are also known for usually throwing in some nice little quips and tricks into a lot of their music. Their lead singer Eddie Berg is often known for making great use of violin, and because of that they are often found using orchestral elements in their music, which certainly does give it that extra bit of strength, and they love to really play around with different styles and soundings, so I'm hoping they'll be doing the same on this track. Be interesting to see how it does compare to the rest of the album. So will this track turn out to be jaded or be brighter than diamonds? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds. So we've got a couple of things that I really do love that this band really do so very well. Straight away, making use of that violin, just something that they add a little touch to the intro of many of their songs. And I said they do like to delve between styles. This is definitely going to be a lot more on the melodic side. You can already see that from the guitar, from the pacing on the drums. And I love that reverberating guitar that just kind of ebbs and flows in and out, just really stopping it from just being a bit of a standard intro. Does give it a bit more feeling to it, and really just kind of sets up how this track is going to sound. I already love this. We've got that lyric that's just tying back to the intro to the Heaven in Hiding album. That was the first track that featured on that, and it's all this around this idea of effectively just being remembered as a name. So you're a name on a tombstone. You're not remembered as the person you were, just remembered simply as a name, and that's what the album did revolve around. So great to see this track definitely fits in with that concept that they built around that particular album, and it's probably going to follow that suit of kind of that idea of feeling hollow, that idea of you don't have a personality, you're quite a corrupted person, and you don't feel like you have anything to give to the world. And we already see that the world is just a cage to me, this idea of being imprisoned and being trapped. So already the lyrics really tying in with the themes that we did see on the original album. This is how we end. I'm so faded. Tell me how to let heart so jaded. This is how we end. I'm so faded. Tell me how to let heart so jaded. I love one of the things that they've done. It's something that Bring Me the Horizon did quite a lot on some of their heavier works. They kind of swapping between these softer vocals from Eddie Berg into the screams, some really nice layering going on as well. And one of the things I really want to touch on at the start of the actual track, when we had these shallow vocals of almost being a little bit hushed, I love that because it adds to that kind of hollow effect that we're going for with this. And I love the use of rhyme as well. Faded and Jaded just blend together to keep up with that melodic sound that the band love to go for. And straight away we can see it kind of links to the idea of being hollow, the fact that you're so jaded, you're so dull effectively, and using a gem that is naturally quite dull as well. It just fits in really nicely with the lyrics. I like the way that they've constructed the entire chorus around real kind of ideas. Feel like I'm out of my mind, spinning out of control. Can't get out of my head. The weight of this is like a cancer. love the use of this violin. It's so subtle, and it's something they do on most of their tracks, but it just adds this extra emotive effect to this part where someone's basically kind of pouring their heart out, saying that they just feel like they're dying on the inside. And a violin's often used for these more sad emotions. That's what it kind of gives off the idea of, and it's great that they're using that to the full effect for this type of track.
This is how it ends. I'm so faded. Tell me how to let heart so jaded. This is how it ends. I'm so faded. Tell me how to let heart so jaded.
Okay, I love this. Again, just tying back in with the idea of not that such a heavy drop, but just like that slow build into that kind of that scream of I Am Becoming Name. Again, tying back to the name of the actual, the title track, the lead single of that album, of Heaven in Hiding. So great to see the tying back to that, because that was the song that really set the tone for the album, and it ties in with the idea of the song as well. This idea that you just become, like I said before, a name on a tombstone. You're not remembered for the person you were, just the name that was kind of associated with your body. So I like the tying back to the opening track of the actual album, and I feel like on the deluxe version this will probably be kind of the outro. It is that kind of end point of that album where you've got the start and the end which tie together really nicely. I love towards the end of the track as well how we've got this building of these different layers. The vocals are much more layered, really overlapping in a really sweet and strong effect, just to show that building towards the big crescendo on the actual end of the track. I also want to comment on the drum patterns as well. I like that they're shifting around at times, but they really help to keep a good melodic sound to this track. Same from the guitars. They've been doing it throughout most of the track, really just flowing in and out with these constant chord progressions that are really nice to see, really add again that melodic sound to stop the track from really losing a good pacing. Even when the points when we did have these kind of screams, these breakdowns, it remained melodic through the use of the instruments, which was really great to see. I really actually enjoyed that. That was very melodic, very catchy, which was really, really good. I mean, the band are really well known for really having some strong production in not only the music, but also the artistic style as well. They've done it throughout previous albums as well, and this is another one that really just adds to this. I'm surprised it didn't make the album first round. It really felt like it would have been such a strong closer for that 2021 album, Heaven in Hiding, but that is a great track. I love the layering that we've got on the vocals. Again, that great use of the violin from Eddie Berg. He's done it throughout most of their albums, and he's continuing to use it to its full strength. I also like the switch up in the vocal styles as well. Again, kind of emulating some of what Bring Me the Horizon did and a few other bands around that same time, maybe about 10 years ago. They've kind of kept that style rolling as many have moved out of that and into more kind of pop generated eras. But it's just great that they've combining all these different elements, these kind of swaying guitars, these really strong drum patterns, and I think this was a really, really strong track. I really did enjoy that, and it just had everything I'd expect to see in a really really strong Imminence track. I do also love the way that it tied in with the concept of the actual album as well. This idea of being hollow, this idea of being faded. Again, a jade, a very dull kind of gemstone, so great to see them tying a lot of that in, and it really would have fit well on the album. So great to see that actually including on the deluxe version of this album. So that will be everything for today's video. As always, please let me know your thoughts about this track in the comments section below. I would certainly love to read your thoughts. And if you want to see more content like this, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next audio analysis.